to introduce all the elected officials again. I want to hear that. Hilton's got a heck of an agent there, man. None of us have seen that, and we've all been introduced way more times than we care to admit. It is my honor to be able to fill in for Terry Sane. If you'll keep you in your prayers, he's recuperating in the hospital in Houston, but he's going to be fine. He called in. Terry, being Terry, called in to tell Tracy that he wouldn't be here today, but just keep him in your thoughts and prayers. But I do get to fill in for him and introduce to y'all the officer and firefighter of the quarter. We're going to start off with our law enforcement officer of the quarter, and that'll be Officer Jeffrey Spencer. Let me tell you a little bit about Jeff. He graduated from New Caney High School in 2000. After high school, he enlisted in the United States Air Force for 4 years, and is a veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom. He got out of the service in 2004 and chose to pursue a career in law enforcement upon returning home. First position was that of a licensed jailer for the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department. In 2005, he made an application to the Baytown Police Department, ended up going to the University of Houston Police Academy, and left with the rank of corporal in his class, and he graduated from the Police Academy in December of 2005. Since his appointment, he's been assigned to the Patrol Division, both day and night shifts. 2009, he was selected as a field training instructor. 2010, he was selected as a canine handler, an assignment he still holds today. You know, they asked me one time to name a police dog, and I like to come up with was Spot. It was rejected in favor of Fang or something like that. Right? So anyway, he spent 5 years partnering with Bloodhound Scooby, 9 years with Canine Big. That's something I could come up with too. And his current partner is Canine Rudy, which sounds way too polite to be a police dog. He's previously been an emergency vehicle operations course instructor, is now a trainer for the K9 unit. In 2024, he was assigned to the Special Investigations Division as a K9 handler for the Uniform Street Crimes Unit. And I'm going to give you, I had several different instances in which his work's been extraordinary, but I want to just mention two to you. On Tuesday, September 9th, officers were dispatched to a burglary that had just occurred. Officer Spencer located the suspect vehicle driving southbound or outbound on Spur 330, immediately notifies dispatch, patrol, and special crimes units responded to assist. Once they arrived, he initiated a felony traffic stop on the service road of I-10 at Monmouth. The driver of the vehicle surrendered without incident. I'm sure K9 Rudy had something to do with that. And during the stop, they discovered evidence linking the suspects to the burglary, including 6 stolen firearms. In addition to the evidence recovered from the Baytown burglary, property was recovered from a burglary in Mont Bellevue. We'll accept your thanks, Mayor. On Tuesday, September 16th, 2025, he was conducting an area check in the vicinity of Meadowbrook for a wanted subject with 3 outstanding felony warrants that the Baytown Police and the U.S. Marshals had previously tried to locate and had failed. On this date, he initiated a traffic stop on an Uber driver who confirmed that he had dropped off a male and female at the suspect's address. He drove to the address and observed a male matching the suspect's description walking into the residence. He immediately requested units and established a perimeter. Due to the suspect's prior history and the potential of him being in possession of firearms, the SWAT team was activated. After a brief standoff, the suspect surrendered without incident. Officer Spencer's actions and dedication to his job is a credit to himself and the Baytown PD. His unselfish dedication creates a safer community for all of us as citizens of Baytown. Jeff has 3 sons, 1 daughter, 2 stepdaughters, and 1 stepson. So he spends all of his time, obviously, at sporting events. He's been married to his wife, Stephanie, for almost 2 years now. And he's not the only peace officer in his family. His brother, Brent, retired as a police officer for the city of Conroe, and his sister, Carrie, retired as a deputy with the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. Would you please all rise and help me congratulate Officer of the Quarter, Jeffrey Spencer. Jeffrey. Chad, man. Cool. Luckily, we're thin. Yes. There.
Sorry. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3.
Okay, one more, sorry. Got it, thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. We also thank Chad Hees, CEO with the CRCU, for their sponsorship. Congratulations again, Jeff. Okay, we move on to our firefighter of the quarter. This is firefighter Lauren Henderson. Lauren is a certified firefighter and paramedic who holds her intermediate structural firefighter and driver-operator pumper certifications through the Texas Commission on Fire Protection. She's always described as always dependable, driven, and willing to step up and get the job done without hesitation. What truly sets her apart, however, is her commitment to community engagement and fire prevention education through Beat Alley, which is our fire prevention clown program. I've been called a clown many times, but no. She's an integral part of the team, performing, teaching children, and making vital fire safety lessons both fun and memorable. Her artistic abilities bring the program to life. She designs and paints the sets and the props that have become a staple of the show. Her creativity and hard work have become a defining part of what makes Beat Alley so successful year after year. It has been around for a very long time, Chief. I don't know how long, but I know it's before my time. Beyond her professional excellence, she's most importantly a loving mother to 4 beautiful children, Xavier, Nicole, Aiden, and Savannah. She obviously has to balance the demands of a very busy mom with the demands of a really, really tough profession. She's the type of firefighter who makes everyone around her better. She's dependable, talented, and consistently positive in both attitude and action. For her dedication to her job, her commitment to public education, and the pride she brings to this department every single day, please help me recognize Lauren Henderson as the Baytown Fire Department's Firefighter of the Quarter. Lauren? Eileen Hall, would you please come up too? Congratulations. Thank you very much. Appreciate everything that you do. We've got Eileen Hall with Beacons coming up. Half of Beacons coming up. All of Beacons coming up. What? There we go.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, next. Got it, thank you.
Now me. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you again. Congratulations. Well done. Well, folks, that's about all we've got time for today. I hope you. We also want to recognize Harris County Commissioner Adrian Garcia, who's joined us. Commissioner, welcome. Thank you for being here. Okay, now to the fun stuff, what you're actually here for, and that is the Mayor's State of the City address. We're going to do a little different format this year. We're going to do a fireside chat. I know that you're all getting pretty toasty from our fireplace here. I was pretty warm, to be honest with you. I actually requested a fire pit, and the fire chief turned me down. Thanks a lot. We've been dramatic. Let me give you a quick bio of Charles. He has a wonderfully short, your wife apparently did this, short bio for me to read. Charles is a lifetime Baytown resident, Community leader and dedicated public servant. He served 2 terms on Baytown City Council, 2017 to 2022, including multiple terms as mayor pro tem, and represented the city on regional transportation and policy councils. He's active on numerous boards, serves with the Baytown Chamber of Commerce, Goose Creek CISD Education Foundation, and the Methodist Hospital Patient Family Care Board. He's a commercial and residential real estate agent with Coldwell Banker. He and his wife, LaToya, have been married for 23 years and have 5 children and 1 grandson. In his free time, which I can tell you as former mayor, there is none, he used to enjoy coaching youth sports and supporting local schools and organizations. So would you please help me welcome our mayor, Charles Johnson. All right, good. I'm glad you're back. Looks good, thanks. Charles, if I fall off, you just keep going.
Well, I will say this. We're going to keep this short, simple, and straight to the point. The mall is going to be here. It's actually being built as we speak. Thank you all for coming.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed shaking hands and kissing babies.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why they're here. Mayor, thank you for taking some time to sit down and have this fireside chat by this roaring fire on a 90-degree day in October. Good to see. I will make an initial comment that I used to average like 0 of my councilmen that would come to watch my Say of the City, so you've done pretty dang good.
Yeah, I would say so. We actually have plenty of elected officials here, and then Mayor Hilton apparently showed up like 6 times.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, that we need to look into his agent.
Yeah.
Got something going over there. I wanted to just start off as kind of an icebreaker. I wanted you to tell, if you would, tell the audience who is your least favorite council person and why.
I can neither confirm nor deny that I like one council member more than the other. That's like my kids. I love them all the same.
Okay. I loved all of mine, every single one. They were just awesome. I don't think any of them are here, as usual. Well, let's jump right into this, Mayor. First off, we hear a lot of folks. You'll find it's hard to believe there are people out there that gripe occasionally. They express disappointment, concern, disdain, etc. about cities. And let's talk about transparency. Cities always hear that officials are not being transparent enough. What's the city doing these days to try to change that narrative?
Well, full transparency, what you see me reading here are my notes, okay? And why do I have notes? Because I'm not going to remember everything. I got like 2 minutes for every question, and we got 14 questions. Transparency for the city is not just about a principle. It's about how we want to do things. We want to be fully transparent in everything that we do. We've had a few citizens that have said that they didn't feel as if we were transparent enough, but we've created something called Axis. And it should be showing up on the screen right now. Can you see it? Okay. It's our transparency hub. You can find any and everything about the city of Baytown when it comes to us communicating with you from this Axis hub. It communicates openly with data, Stories, meetings, direct management, and we will remember that trust is built on clarity, context, and access. Now, how do you access access? Baytown.org. Baytown.org/access. And you can see what's going on with the city. You can see what was done on council meetings, commissions, boards. You can find it all right there. And last but not least, if you want even more transparency, guess what you can do? You've heard me say this many times. Call your council member. Call me. Tap us on the shoulder when you see us at the grocery store, at the restaurant. And yes, council members, I'm going to ask them to do that, so I apologize in advance. But we are your elected officials. You voted for us. We're public officials. Get with us if you have a question.
Well done. So, in what ways did the city of Baytown communicate with the residents in order to provide some clarity? I've noticed that there's a lot of misinformation out there about various city projects, budget, financial, and everything. How does the city actually try to clarify all the issues that are out there today with the citizens? Well,
if you go to the Baytown.org access, you're going to find something called Invisio that we're getting ready to drop. It's a process. It's not up and running just yet, but we're working on it. It's something that I'm excited about, city manager and council members are excited about. It gives you access again to council meetings, our listening tours. We just had a couple of listening tours. Mike had his listening tour here tonight, actually. So that's a shameless plug for District 6. Attend his listening tour. What time does it start, Mike? 6:30. 6:30, and where is it located?
Roseland Park.
Roseland Park. So this is a perfect opportunity to go out there and enjoy that weather, hear what's going on in District 6. City manager's going to be there. If you have questions, ask. But back to Invisio, you'll hear about our listening tours. You also have the Better Baytown app. Please download it. And I know Council Member Alvarado, if you called her, she actually mentions it on her voicemail because I've called her a few times. Award-winning Baytown Voice magazine. Shout out to the Public Affairs team for putting that together. How many of you have received the Baytown Voice magazine? Raise your hand. Raise it high so I can see if it's making it out to everyone. And if it's not making it out to you, get with Thomas back there and leave him your address so we can make sure you get a copy of the Baytown Voice magazine. And then stories on social media, our website. And last but not least, you have Reynolds on the record. And it looks like he's running to go get on the record right now. So those are some ways that they can find out what's going on. And that's how we try to combat misinformation.
Well done. The next topic's one that I know that has people always on the edge of their seat, and that's talk about the city's budget. When I was on city council, never forget, in the early 90s, we had a councilman, he's departed now, so I'm talking about him, Ray Swafford, who used to schedule his vacation around the budget time. He would literally call in from wherever he went to see if we were done yet. And when we were, he would come back. We retaliated by covering his chair with cobwebs one time, he responded. So how is the budget shaping up this year? And has the state's push for no new revenue regarding local budgets been a challenge for the city?
You know, no new revenue is something that's being talked about at the state level. And I'm going to say this. No new revenue lowered our tax rate. Okay, that's what it did.
Yeah.
Our revenues are $143 million. Our expenditures are 142.5. So we have very little room in the budget. Now, most people ask, what eats up our budget? I'm not going to say what eats up our budget. What do we use majority of our budget for? Anyone care to guess? Yeah, not council members. I'm going to tell you what it goes to. It goes to something that affects each and every resident here in the city, and that's public safety. That goes to police and fire. Let's give police and fire a hand. Police and fire, 60% of our budget goes to police and fire. Am I right, Jason? About 60% of that, and most of their budget goes to personnel. That's community service at its best right there. And I'm not complaining about it. It should go to that, because when they show up most of the time is when we're not having a good day. Although I will say I had a great experience with coffee at coffee with a cop yesterday. That was a good experience. But most of the time when we call, we're calling when we're having a bad day. And that's where most of our budget goes to. We don't get very many complaints about police and fire because they're doing an awesome job. That being said, total city budget's 307.4, small surplus ensures stability. If we can hold the line where we are, not talking about raising taxes. Those are some bad words among people, raising taxes. You don't want to hear that. But if we can hold the line where we are, there may be an opportunity where we could give back to the citizens. We may be able to start supplementing water bills again. We may even start being able to supplement your trash bill. Those are some things that we can do if we could hold the line where we are. That's not no new revenue. That's just holding a line. Almost like who's the country singer, Walk the Line? Who was that?
Johnny Cash.
Think of Johnny Cash next year when it comes time to talk about this budget.
So what does the property tax rate look like this year?
69 cents. We dropped down from 70 cents to 69 cents, and I think it was roughly about $400,000 change in our budget. Talking about the tax rate. When I was on council about 7-8 years ago, about 7-8 years ago, our tax rate was at 82 cents. One of the highest tax rates in the area. We made a commitment. I served on the finance committee, and we made a commitment to lower the tax rate, and we lowered the tax rate 12 cents. I don't know of any other city, including Mount Bellevue, that has lowered the tax rate 12 cents in that amount of time. That being said, when we lowered the tax rate 12 cents, it affects core services. So going back to the previous question, that's why I'm saying let's hold the line where we are. Hold the line where we are, not going up on the tax rate, but stay where we are, and let's see what we can do for citizens.
All right, let's shift gears literally and talk about some important road and infrastructure projects that are in progress. I know that a lot of people have heard a lot about the coming Garth Road implosion and the Market Street expansion. So could you tell us a little bit about those projects?
So Garth Road, if you have not heard, Garth Road is going to be 2 lanes here by the end of this month.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a lot of groans, but it's going to be a lot of claps and celebration when Garth Road is complete, because we're expanding by a lane on each direction and utilities are going underground. If you haven't heard about San Jacinto Boulevard, Google it. Not right now, wait till after we're done. And start using San Jacinto Boulevard. The project for Garth Road is going to be finished in 2029. That's the full project. Okay? First phase is going to be Garth Road to Archer. Am I right?
I-10 Archer.
I-10, I'm sorry. I-10 to Archer. That's going to be the first phase. It'll be wonderful. You're going to love it. You have some connector streets that you can use. And let's talk about Market Street. Market Street is something that Councilmember Alvarado has been working on since she was on council, and Darn Carlos helped her get that started. Am I right?
Sure.
And we have Mr. Adrian Garcia here today. If I'm going to talk about Market Street, I got to talk about the partnership with Harris County, Precinct 2. He's partnered with us to help, since we are trying to keep our tax rate low. We have to find other ways of supplementing our budget to get these major projects done. And Mr. Adrian Garcia has been very supportive of Baytown. Let's give him a round of applause. We've had Wallersville Road done. That would be with Commissioner Tom Ramsey. And if you have not seen that road, it's a wonderful road. I travel it daily, taking my daughter to school, picking her up for school. It's very functional, and it was done in a timely manner. And going back to Market Street, it should start January of 2026 and will be completed by November of 2027. We also have the West Baytown Drainage, which is a partnership with Harris County also, and it's expected to go to Commissioner's Court this month. What day is Commissioner's Court?
Thursday.
This Thursday. So if you can't show up, tune in and see how things go with that vote for the drainage project for West Baytown.
It's gonna pass.
You have it right there.
Authority.
What does Charles Barkley say? I guarantee. There you have it. He said it's going to pass, and then that's another opportunity to show the relationship we have with Harris County that's going to benefit our citizens here.
Yeah, an interesting side note in Hurricane Harvey, everyone knows that along Cedar Valley on the east side of town, it was devastating flooding, but the second worst flooding was in West Baytown. We had some bad places over there. So very good to hear, and thank you again, Commissioner. All right, so we have obviously some partnerships going for these major street and improvements and drainage improvements. I'm assuming the city needs more assistance for other major projects that are desperately needed. That brings us to the general obligation bond. I know that you're unable legally to advocate for the bond, but what should residents know about the bond and the reasons that y'all are bringing the bond to the public?
Okay, before we go to the bond, I have a few more things I want to talk about when it comes to infrastructure work. We got sidewalks being done in Country Club View, one of the biggest projects that we're going to have going on. Something near and dear to my heart, Lantern Park. It's an older neighborhood just off of Baker Road. Those streets, I've been advocating for those streets to be redone throughout that neighborhood for years, and we finally have the money to get it done. That's another partnership with Harris County. And Fire Station number 2. Fire Station 2 is one of the oldest fire stations here in our city. Bids begin in December, and we should start work in 2026, and it will be completed in January or February of 2027. So those over at Fire Station 2, you are getting that new building. Now, as far as the GO bond, the GO bond is important because like we just talked about, what we just discussed, we have very little room in our budget to get some of these other things done that need to be done. These things are needs. These are things that we need in our community. Is Mr. Gilbert Santana here today?
Yes, back there.
I want to give a shout out to Gilbert for chairing our bond committee. He's someone who's very active in our community. He's been active in our community a very long time, and when called upon with, I want to say 13 other individuals for the bond committee, they came together, they met. How many times did you all meet?
10 times.
10 times. How long were those meetings?
Hour and a half to 2 hours.
2 hours. So they took 20 hours of their time during the summer to get these projects narrowed down to $151 million so that we could get new roads. Hopefully we can get a regional park on the north side of town for $5 million for the park. These roads that need to be redone, let me just say this, if these roads are not done, there's legislation that says if it's on the bond and it doesn't go through, we cannot do these projects for 3 to 5 years. If these projects need to be done now, can you imagine what it would be like if they're not done for 3 to 5 years? This bond is important. This is something that the citizens of Baytown, this is something that's going to benefit the citizens of Baytown. A GO is a financing tool used by cities to pay for large, long-term projects. Voters get the final say on whether it's approved or not. And staff has been educating the public. The bond committee has been educating the public. They're going out giving factual information so that the voters can make the best decision possible for themselves.
And I will put in a shameless plug for several of the parks projects that are in that bond. I know that the Northside Park, the Russell Park, for instance, is a joint city and Precinct 4 Commissioner Ramsey project that for a very little investment, we're going to get an awesome facility that will actually be an economic engine for this area. Same with the Wayne Gray Sports Complex bonds that tend to be an awesome economic driver in addition to providing recreation for our citizens.
They can go out and get more information on the bond at baytown.org/go-bond.
It's in the newspaper today.
There you have it. It's in the newspaper. So go out and buy the paper to get some more information.
That'd be the Baytown Sun.
And I'm going to encourage you to go vote on November the 4th. I'm not advocating one way or the other, so don't get it wrong. But I am asking each of you to tell 3 other people on November the 4th to go out and vote, and be sure that you scroll all the way down and vote for the bond propositions.
He meant vote on the bond propositions. But,
There you go.
What about there are 2 other things on the ballot. One obviously is a council election for districts 1, 2, and 3, but the other is tax initiatives for renewal of CCPD and FCPEMSD. That's the fire control district and the police district.
Remember when we talked about police and fire benefiting, most of our budget going to police and fire, right? Most of that goes towards personnel. They are not able to show up and to serve you if they don't have the proper equipment. CCPD and fire control is a sales tax. It's not a property tax. Anyone who goes to Buc-ee's, and I go to Buc-ee's before I go on road trips because my daughter requested, they pay into this tax. We want our fire and police to have the best equipment. You supply them with the best equipment, you're going to get the best service. You're going to get best service if they don't have it, but we take pride in saying our fire department and our police department are well equipped so that they can go and serve you all. Matter of fact, there's one person in here who's really been advocating for it, and where is Ricky right now? She's not in here? She's somewhere.
She's washing the dishes as part of the in her job description.
There you go. Catch up with Ricky. She has a lot of information. She served on the CCPD for a while, hasn't she? Yes. And she could give you more information than I can because I'm limited by time right now. It's a 1/8 cent sales tax, 12.5 cents per $100 are spent in the city limits, is used for important vehicles, to update technology, investigation tools, to save lives quicker, and it is not a new tax. It's something that's already going on. We have to put it on the ballot every 5 years, and this is time for you to vote for it again.
Okay, let's let's move on to housing. Housing development seems to be on the rise across Baytown. What do you think's driving that, and what areas seem to be developing nowadays?
Families are choosing Baytown because of the job opportunities here. Exxon, Chevron, Covestro, Targa, Enterprise, TGS. This is where the work is. And we've always said that we want Baytown to be the place where people do what? Live, work, and play. A lot of people come here for work. They don't want to drive 45 minutes to go to work. So we have some of the best housing developments showing up here in Baytown. How do I know that? I'm a real estate agent. And I can tell you this, just up the road up here, north of I-10, north of Wallersville, we've had two of the fastest selling subdivisions in the Texas region with Asheville Cove and Sterling Point through Lennar. And now we have Scotts Bend, and I think the other one is Pelly something. I actually talked to one of the sales reps this morning to see how things were going, and he said, we have 1,300 new homes coming in that subdivision. 1,300. 50 are under contract already. 50 under contract at one time, and there are other developments in the area that's not selling that fast. People want to be in Baytown because Baytown is the place to be. You're going to get, you don't have to think about if you're going to get quality service when it comes to police and fire. We got some good representatives when it comes to council members. We are the place to be. You work here, live here, spend your sales tax money so we can get our PD and fire better equipment, up to date on technology so that we can keep our city safe. Safety is one of the reasons why people want to be in a city. All cities are going to provide you with roads, right? Not all of them are going to provide you with the quality of service when it comes to police and fire that we provide. Not all of them are going to have the amenities that Baytown is going to have. And that's actually talking about amenities. It's going to, hopefully we can cover that here soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let's. You mentioned the job market. Let's expand on that for a minute. Talk about a little bit about our industrial district agreements and our industry partners in Baytown.
So an industrial development agreement, or an IDA, makes up half of our budget. IDAs are something that's unique to the Gulf Coast region, right?
Correct.
And go ahead.
No, yeah, it is. They've been around. I think Exxon was basically the bell cow for them, and that's been a long time. It's probably 50 years, I would guess, or more.
Mm-hmm. And a bulk of our budget comes from our IDA agreements. We have 104 IDAs, including 4 long-term Chapter 212 agreements with Enterprise, Exxon Mobil, NRG Texas Power, and Tennessee Materials. Within the next 12 months, we will have $2 billion in capital expenditures in our area. We'll also be adding almost 350 jobs in that time frame. 12 months, 350 jobs in 12 months. Going back to the previous question, why are people wanting to move to Baytown? That's it right there. Some projects worth mentioning are the Sumika Materials. It's a manufacturing plant that will produce high purity isopropyl alcohol used for logic and memory chip production. It'll be complete in 2027. And NRG Texas Power is a natural gas plant that will be completed in 2028. We have exceptional and accessible health care here with Houston Methodist and others expanding in Baytown. Retail projects like the Sandal Center Marketplace are helping with the economy and bringing other developers in the area. Once these developers come in, once these jobs come in, once these companies come in, other companies want to see what's going on. They start shopping Baytown. And let me say this, customer service is paramount to what we have here. Because when they come shop Baytown and they see someone with a smile on their face being positive, that shows Baytown in a good light. Am I right, Tracy? So those of us who are in customer service jobs, please keep the smile on your face. Ask them how they're doing, and take a pointer from my son and tell them they look good.
All right, now on to the fun stuff, what people really came to hear, and that is San Jacinto Marketplace has been a big topic. Can you give the audience an update as to the construction progress and when the public can expect to see some of the new store build-outs happening?
What's on that screen right now? San Jacinto Marketplace. Do you see the names of any stores yet? What do y'all think about some of those stores?
Some of them are great,
Yay or nay?
yeah. Yay.
Okay. That redevelopment is a game changer. Why is it a game changer? The place where the mall was has been vacant for some time. I mean, there's been nothing there. With nothing being there, nothing comes here. When you go by, you see dirt moving, you see concrete being poured, you're going to see walls going up, and when you see that happens, guess what we're going to get complaints about, Mr. Don Carlos? Traffic.
Oh, we already have them, so we might as well just add some more.
Traffic is a good thing because it means people are coming into our city to enjoy our resources, paying into the sales tax, which means who benefits from that? We do, and how do we benefit from it? Police and fire. Revenue goes towards our roads. We all benefit from it. Sounds Club, 134,000 square foot. The new concept. The newest, the brightest, the best right here in Baytown. Dick's Sporting Goods. This is something, the next store I'm going to mention is something I did not believe people actually sat down and did anymore. And it's read a book. I was talking to a group of high school soccer students, girls, and when I asked them the store that they wanted, it wasn't American Eagle. It wasn't anything having to do with clothing. It was a Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble. And we have the newest concept Barnes & Noble coming, right?
We do. I think people will be very impressed. There are only several of them in Houston, but it's the new model, extremely bright, very, very well lit, but it's split up into more like living rooms with sofas and bookshelves, everything. It's a really, really neat concept. I think people are going to love it.
Something that I've heard a lot of ladies say that they wanted back in Baytown. What is that? I can't even see it, and you all know what it is. Bath and Body Works. Home Goods, Haverty's, and as far as restaurants, Portillo's. Anyone know what a Portillo's is? It's Italian beef from Chicago. How many do we have in the Houston area?
2 or 3.
2 or 3? How far are they from here in Baytown? Willowbrook. So that means anyone who wants to visit Portillo's, they're coming to Baytown. Pluckers Wings Bar. I like Pluckers. I don't want to drive to the other side of Houston for it, but when I go to an Astros game and they hit a home run or steal a base, I get the coupons. I get to use the coupons in Baytown and not have to spend gas to drive to the other side of town. EOS Fitness, my son, he told me that's going to be a game changer for that. That lets you know I'm not in the gym as much. And Five Below. More announcements are expected in the first quarter of 2026, and we are expecting regular updates from Fidelis. If you see anyone from Fidelis, shake their hand, tell them they're doing an excellent job so that we can keep them on the right track.
Yeah, primarily we will have a lot more announcements, or Fidelis will, about restaurants. They're populating the restaurants now, the restaurant pad site. So I think that's going to be some good news for folks coming up. Mayor, did you bring any other new or recent announcements with you for other projects that are coming to our city?
Yes, I have. I want to start off by talking about what I'm going to call the Chick-fil-A of hamburgers. Anyone want to guess who that is? Who is it?
In and out.
In-N-Out Burgers coming to Baytown. In-N-Out Burgers going to be here on Garth Road. I'm going to let you guess the location. Rooms to Go is going to populate the building that Big Lots was in. Starbucks, Great Clips. I went and got my feet done last night. But it was not at a place called Milano Nail and Spa. But apparently that is a popular high-end nail salon that's coming to Baytown. Quick Trip, a micro hospital and a residence inn on Garth. Showbiz is now Hookies on 146. Bojangles on 146 is open. Dutch Brothers on Garth Road is open. I'm going to call them the Chick-fil-A of coffee because that line is outrageous. And we also have Exclusive Furniture open. Sky Zone is open. And we're working on bringing a grocer to replace Food Town on Decker Drive.
Outstanding. By the way, I saw a Hookies this weekend. Hookies people. You got to be very careful with the press here. Up in a suburb of North Dallas, and they are very, very nice complexes. So I'm interested to see how that development's going to turn out.
One other thing we have coming to Baytown is we actually have the founder here today. It's a program called Cool Dads. Mr. Kevin Garnett, would you stand and let the people see who you are? Cool Dads is a program for dads of all ages, all sizes, all backgrounds. We are going to have this program here in Baytown. It looks like it's going to be on Texas Avenue. And it is a place where dads can come and be support for one another, talk to one another, have some activities that we can do with each other and our kids. I'm very excited about it. Be looking for the commercial or the TV spot that we did some recording for. But I'm very excited to have Cool Dads come into Baytown. They were actually, where were you highlighted on? What national show? The Today Show. He was actually highlighted on the Today Show, and he's going to be in Baytown. And people ask why you want to move to Baytown. How cool is that? You got an opportunity to be a cool dad. I can actually say I'm a cool dad.
My sons have never acknowledged me being a cool dad. They like their mom more than that. All right, let's. We're winding down, folks. I promise. We're on question 13 to 14. Talk a little bit about the ExxonMobil Baytown Event Center. News on the center has been kind of quiet, and residents want to know if they're still getting a say as to what this facility will be.
You said to say a little bit about it, right?
A little bit, yes. Time's running short. Yes.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. The event center is coming. We're in discussions about it. I didn't want to talk about anything that's not going to happen in the next year. I think that's fair. But we are in discussions. It's going to be an economic driver for our city. It's going to bring people into our city to buy gas, spend money, add to that sales tax, add to the hotel occupancy tax by staying here, and you're going to see a lot more youth running around with this event center coming. So stay tuned, tune into the council member meetings, and get with your council members to stay informed.
All right, Mayor. That's pretty much all I have. Do you have some closing remarks for us so these folks can get about their lives?
I want to say thank you to each and every one that showed up. You could be anywhere else today, but you chose to be here and stay warm by the fire with Mayor Don Carlos and myself. It means a lot that you showed up. It lets me know that there are people who are genuinely interested in the well-being of Baytown and seeing where we're going. This is called the State of the City, and I'm here to tell you the state of this city is great. I'm going to make up a word. I'm going to say it's wonderific. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I have a question. Can you speak a little about the battery storage facility coming to a neighborhood and why the meetings for that were not on that website access that you just spoke about?
Well, what I'm going to say about that, what I've said before, if you want information about those type of things, you can actually get with your council member. I actually attended a meeting for the battery storage, and it was very well attended. The attendance was better than what we've seen previously. And there were a lot of citizens that came out, tapped me on my shoulder, called me on the telephone, and we are going to make the best decision possible. And I'm going to ask that citizens contact us, email, text, phone call, tap us on the shoulder, and let us know what they think about it. Back to our city moving in the right direction. It's moving in the right direction. You can see the progress happening on Garth Road. You're going to see more progress happening on Garth Road. You're going to see progress happening in small neighborhoods like Lantern Park and Country Club. When you see construction going, when you see cones out, it's not a bad thing. That means our city is moving in the right direction. We are a growing city of 86,000 people that swelled to 120,000 during the work week. I don't know of any other city in Harris County, East Harris County, that's thriving more than Baytown, and we can only do that with your support. So thank you for coming, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Well done, my friend.